It's called a sun and moon automation watch. There's a calendar sitting here at the top, and it has a seconds bit here at the bottom. A single hand that points to the minutes. And in the middle is this wonderful rotating automation disc. So the sun itself points to the hours. And when the sun and the accompanying clouds sets after 12 hours, there's a moon with
You're good.
You're good. Yeah, we can always cut it. Yeah.
Okay.
Keep going.
Yeah, all good.
Wonderful. There's a moon with stars that then rises and points to the hours for the nighttime hours. So the watch was designed to differentiate nighttime hours from daylight hours, and it's called a sun and moon watch. The seconds bit also indicates precision timekeeping. And this is early, from about 1685 or so. And I'm just going to show you the movement. So these cases are called pear cases because they're a pair. One fits inside the other. And the purpose of the outer is to protect the inner case. And this is where the watch would be wound once a day to keep the watch running. And then this little catch here opens the movement. Which, like all these early watches from the late 17th century, are made of brass and they're gilded with gold. And then there's a little bit of iron work as well. And one could see the intricate work and the finishing on this movement, which would be an indication of a high quality and very expensive timekeeper for the day, especially having the automation dial.
That's beautiful.
How long would the construction of that take from the building?
The watch probably took several months to finish, to manufacture and finish. A lot of these components were made by specialists, as well as the blank or the base movement would have been made by specialists, and then the watchmaker would finish the piece to the quality that was desired by his customer. The case would have been made by a specialist case maker, the dial by a specialist dial maker, the hands by maybe the watchmaker, maybe by a specialist who just made watch hands. It was really a very specialized production environment, even back in those days.
For most of the watchmakers in this century, was somebody who made something like this, would they also make more standard production base kind of watches, or did they really focus on the very high end?
Absolutely. These watch and clock makers, firstly, they were business people. And so many of them went bankrupt, or they fell ill, they died young. It was a very difficult business. They made whatever their client wanted. This family made wonderful clocks. They made all sorts of different tall case clocks, for example, and shelf clocks, house clocks. And in the watch realm, they made all sorts of different watches as well.
Yeah.
Standard watches, automation watches, different size watches. If you wanted a watch in gold, they would make it in gold. If you wanted with the silver case, they'd have it made for you with the silver case.
Yeah.
If you wanted an automation dial, they would do an automation dial. They were in business, and it was a very, very tough business. Very competitive.
What is the definition of an automation dial?
An automation dial is a dial that utilizes moving parts to actually tell the time, as opposed to the normal standard way in which the time was told by either a single hand or the familiar way that we learn it today with two hands. But you know, back in the day, especially in the 17th century, there really was not a standard in timekeeping. So all sorts of different dials were invented to differentiate what the watchmaker could do and capture more business.